Actually doesn't know it's coming though. But like actually. Can I get an F? Ah! Hello? Okay. So today's video is actually not really a guide. I would say it's more like an explanation and my attempt to do Maru's 2-1-1. So of course everyone knows what a 2-1-1 is, right? It's just like 16 marine drop, 5 minutes, give or take, right? Yeah, it makes. But something that Maru does differently is that he follows up with a third medevac that has a Widow Mine in it. And I think a lot of Terrans actually enjoy playing 2-1-1 despite the it's bad. Because it's not great, like, it's really not, but if you can get some better control, I mean, it's not terrible. So I'm basically just gonna talk about that and highlight some important moments of this game. Of stuff you could try to do to make it better, to make your 2-1 better. So yeah, let's jump right in. Super normal stuff. Wait a second. If this is going to YouTube or my Mimi. Highlighted. Poor Yo-Yo doesn't know what's coming. Oh my god. 2-1-1, 2-4 VC. Close. Let's see if we can guess. Okay, second rack's coming. Okay. Okay, reactor. Okay, so he's gonna know he's 2-1 now because he sees me instant put the reactor. Okay, and then so you want to block this space because you actually want him to take this space, and I'll go over that a little bit more right now. Let me just like not mess this up. But pretty much the reason why you want that to happen is you can actually bounce between this space and this space with the medevacs. In comparison to having to rotate here and here if he takes the other base. Because if you try to drop behind this base into here, you might get stuck, right? Because of the queens. So Maru actually puts it here. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the first thing that he does differently. So, and it doesn't have to be just this map. I think any map where you can kind of get this triangular base layout is always going to be good to do that. So go start stim. He's donating an OV. Okay, go to the Marines. And then depot, of course, right? I probably could have built this earlier, but okay, it's okay, it's okay. Okay. Oh, that's not money. Alright, so yeah, very simple stuff here. The Reaper, you can save it. It's honestly not too big of a deal. Just poking around with it. I would definitely save energy at this point for a scan. Okay, look, 2 medevacs right away. Okay, no supply blocks yet, good. Oh! Third depot, of course. And we're not gonna build the mine yet. We're gonna wait a little bit. Okay, now we got that going. Safe scan, of course, almost muled there actually. So what you're gonna do is first you want to build your third, right? So you can plug in the wall. And then we are playing with limited gas, right? So instead of starting the mine now, you want to get combat shields. Get combat shields. And then you're gonna lift this starport for like here even. You can start a mine now. Okay, we'll go with just this. You start one more medevac. and then Marine, and then Depot. So I'll try to edit that on the screen. I don't think I'm capable of doing that. Like, I'm not creative enough, or I don't know what's the word for it, but I'll try to add that. Okay, so the queens are in position, right? Nothing unusual. If this first pair of Marines doesn't actually do damage, it's totally okay. So what we can do now, pick up, go this way, start our add-ons. We can meal. Okay, and then the two queens are in position. So pretty good defense by him, right? No problem there at all. Let's go ahead and boost on out of here. The queens are not there yet, so not terrible. Now this is where the actual strength of this comes, and you can see that I'm actually pretty passive with it. And if you watch Maru, he's also very passive with it. And it's not until actually the third medevac where the pressure kind of amps up. I think a part of the reason, oh, this is actually really good. I think a part of the reason is that players, oh wow, actually sick by me right there. Always keep that wall up. Definitely a good example of why you want to do that. But players kind of start droning at this point. And then, you know, suddenly it's like, oh, there's another drop. And it becomes a bigger deal. Okay, we're gonna micro away. Decent splits. And then, yeah, so, and now, because we know that he sent the links back, we can't do that. And then if you need to kind of like go farther back so you don't die to land your third and all that stuff, definitely feel free to do that. I know that I'm in the lead, but it doesn't mean I need to necessarily kill him right now. I think you want to kind of get a good transition going there. So that's the only thing, gotta be careful of it. But I would say overall, pretty good damage. And now we kind of just transition. And look, like, sure, I'm not gonna control perfectly, you know. Do I have games where probably my control is really good? Like, sure. I won't lie, sure. Like, I probably, if I didn't eat that Bane shot, I probably would have won the game there. But like I said, as long as you are still giving yourself time to address the macro stuff, even if it means pausing the actual push, it's completely fine. Because you have an army left over, and you're not playing this super intense pro game. Your opponent's not gonna not make any mistakes at all. Like, they will make plenty of mistakes, so it's okay to kind of do that. And then as you can see, like, he's counterattacking, but not a lot of stuff going on there. Kind of just kill the Banelink there, yeah. And then yeah, so that's really it. Oh shit. You can see how the momentum kind of picks up there. And you can see there's some stuff I'll do. For example, I'll drop my army away from creep, or my 2-1 away from creep first. And then once I have complete control of it, I'll make sure to control it, like move it to the base rather than dropping on creep already, because it kind of opens up the opportunity for you to lose a lot of your stuff. And then, you know, here, for example, I forgot my armory. That's a mistake. But the game's pretty over, so you just kind of F2 across the map now. And then, just a trick. So, people sometimes ask, like, oh, how do you focus fire your mines or your marines? And actually, people think you have to press the attack command, but you actually don't need to do that. Sorry, let me just, like, micro real quick. You can just click on the actual Banelink itself. Or the mines, for example, if you burrow them, you can just drag them. So check it out. So you burrow it, and then you see how it does that? If you just click the actual Zerglings around and stuff, and you keep clicking it, it won't actually detonate. It'll just keep shifting. And the same thing with the Marines. If you kind of just don't A-click, just click on the Evo, or I mean click on the Banelings, the Marines will hit them. The only issue with that one is if you miss it, then you go forward. But to be honest, I find it a little bit easier for me to do it like this. And yeah, that's pretty much it, boys. So I'm going